Welcome to my YouTube channel. You're there. Sorry, we're here and we're here. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about my life, my walk with Yeshua, and other goofy stuffs. I have therapy right now at 5 o'clock. It's 4:59. So we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But I just wanted to make sure I introduce, what we finna do today. Yes, today. I'm so excited, and I cannot hide it. Down, 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 down. I wonder if she can see me. Down, 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 down,
How are you? Your hair looks lovely. I don't think I've ever seen it in its natural curl pattern.
Yes, we are trying to figure out the wash and go thing. It's really not a wash and go. It's a wash and sit and take your time. So
Okay.
we're figuring it out for sure. So that was definitely interesting. So it's nice to have people that are around me that love the Lord and are in therapy, even if it's not with you, obviously, because I feel like there is they're not just giving advice outside of their neck kind of thing, or giving insight out the side of their neck. So yeah, when I heard her say something that sounded like something you would say, I'm like, okay, there is, I think some of you said before, like, God is therapy. So it's like there's therapy all around, even if I'm not sitting here in front of you.
What are you hearing?
I'm hearing
Well, I have to say, you're so funny, you're so animated.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I actually just started a YouTube channel, but that's not why we're here. One of those people on like the reality TV shows where like they come and sit in the chair and they do like a confessional and it's like their talking head and that whole thing. So yeah. So today in therapy, first of all, my name is Waverly and I have anxiety. Anxiety, just about everyone in the world has it. If you don't, God bless. But yeah, it's really just a result of the fall, a result of sin. We live in this fallen world. What got me started going to therapy? So it was November 1994, and I was born. No, I dealt with like a lot of trauma, if you will, via my lack of relationship with my dad and via my relationship with my mother. Some of that trickled into my relationship with my siblings. And then obviously relationship with people. Like the way you're raised informs how you act and interact with others. Shout out to my therapist, she taught me that. And so I could say there was just this one big traumatic event that led me to go to therapy. But really it's truly an all-encompassing. And I genuinely believe everyone, hear me, come close. Everyone needs to go to therapy. Everyone. Therapy is a great place to just get more self-awareness, be self-informed, understand why you do the things you do, why you say the things you say, and if those are negatives in your environment, if they are non-beneficial attributes, you can work to correct them. You can work to have coping mechanisms for things around you that may affect you. What kind of turned the tide for me, I moved back home after college and I was living with my mom. And when I tell you, we were butting heads, boy. And there were a few times where I looked and was like, well, maybe we need to go to a therapist. And what's crazy is every time I looked up a therapist, my therapist came up. I probably came across my therapist at least three times before I actually was like, okay, let me book an appointment. So what led me to book said appointment? My childhood best friend, her mother was like a second mother to me, like a spiritual mother. And she passed away due to suicide. She loved the Lord, y'all. Like, when I think about a woman of God, a woman who loved and served the Lord, she was the first person that came to mind. And so that shook me. I definitely entered some situational depression. Just because my thought process behind it was, how can someone that loves the Lord so genuinely not want to be here? And there's pastor out in California who had a huge platform for like depression and anxiety and suicide. Like, he had a whole platform around that. And a church. He committed suicide. And I was like, okay, because it's looking like anybody can go at any time. And not that I was ever anyone that contemplated that, but again, it just seemed like you can love the Lord with all your heart and still not want to be here. And that's just a fact of the matter. And though like your issues or whatever you got going on may not be to that extent, but it's like it almost is like it doesn't take much to get to any extent, if that makes sense. That happened early October. I was in my therapist chair, I think by October 25th. But the first time I went, I remember leaving and thinking, dang, I really wish I would have met her outside of this setting, because I really felt like my therapist was someone that like, this woman could disciple me. If I ran up on her and we were in the same church, this is a woman I would ask like, hey, would you disciple me? Like, would you like, you know, can I do life with you, walk with you hand in hand, like come to your house, babysit your babies? Like, I just really love my therapist, y'all. But that was like first session, I felt that way, right? And it's not like that for everybody. And I definitely sought the Lord about therapy. Like, I want to make sure I want a Christian therapist, period. Because I don't want someone speaking to me strictly from a worldview, because we know the world is broken and flawed. And yes, my therapist is broken and flawed, and she is an imperfect human being. But if we can find a way to do our best to correct and cope in therapy from a biblical worldview, then that's gonna be most beneficial for my life as a believer. I guess I can share with y'all a little bit about like what my session was today. So I've been going to therapy at this point for, what did I say? I said October 2019. So like a year and a half. And at first I was going every week, boy, because life was at like an 8, 9. 10 being catastrophic. I was going every week for about 6 months. And then it went from every week to every other week, probably last summer. And this last month, I started on once a month. And today we actually just went from once a month to PRN because my girl is pregnant. she's pregnant, she about to have her baby. But there's nothing super detrimental going on for me that I need to be there every week or bi-weekly or every month really. Because what therapy has really given me is tools, coping mechanisms, a sense to understand that we are the church, and all in all, Yahweh is therapy, you know? There's a sweatshirt that I'm probably gonna give my therapist as like a baby shower gift or whatever that says Jesus in therapy. But he literally is therapy. I think just having a grasp on, like, I have my church community, not necessarily like the church building I go to, but just this body of believers that I have around me, who love the Lord, who love the Word of God, and quite a few that love mental health. A lot of my friends are in therapy, male and female, and I just appreciate that there are people around me who are dealing with their stuff. And if you think you don't have stuff, you a lie and the truth is not in you. So yeah, today, me and my therapist just went over, you know, my last month or whatever. And so I'll just tell y'all some of the notes that I have. I'm trying to fix a shadow when I have the real thing, Yahweh. God is joy, not the cleanliness. And so it's hard for me to have joy in like little things when my house is dirty. And that's just on period. And sometimes I get so overwhelmed by like the mess I have going on that I just do nothing. I don't know if anyone else is like that, where it's like, I have so much to do that I'm gonna do nothing. And so it's two extremes. It's either I'm not resting or not Sabbathing or not sitting in the joys of the Lord because I'm busy cleaning my apartment and doing laundry and making beds and cleaning up behind my hair. Or on the other end of the spectrum is like, I have so much to do, I'm gonna do nothing. And I'm not gonna have joy in the nothing that I do, but I'm about to do nothing. So just having the understanding that like God is joy, not the cleanliness. I have been made clean by the blood of Yeshua on the cross, both inside and out. And the enemy will try to attack my mind and be like, but you just dropped that vacuum dust on your feet, and what? And what? Yeshua was on the cross almost 2,000 years ago. So I'm clean inside and out, like I said. But yes, another note I had, it's never about what you do, it's about your motive and what is motivating you. And so like with the whole cleanliness thing, there's two sides of that coin. I could be wanting my home clean because I want to steward my home and the things the Lord has given me. So stewardship unto the Lord. Or on the other end of the spectrum, I could be fueling my own pride because it's like, oh, if I keep my home clean, then people are going to think this about me. And if I don't keep my home clean, people are going to think that about me. But if my home is clean, I can look down upon people whose homes aren't clean, you know? So it's like, are you fueling your own pride? Or are you stewarding your things unto the Lord to please the Most High, to love God well? And my last note, which, side note, this was like a very light therapy day. There were some times back in the get where I was literally crying every session, bro. Like, some stuff was deep off in there. It's deep off in there. So don't think if you have like, my life is falling apart, that it's like, no need for comparison, basically. Another note I have is, we are made of dirt. Why fight the dirt? Now that's Bible. In fact, let's read the text. Why don't we? And the word of God said, when Yahweh God formed the man of dust from the ground, and he blew his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living creature. And this is Genesis 2, verse 7. So all in all, we are made from dirt. And this was something like probably a little deeper for me, just because I kind of get a little weirded out by germs and stuff. But it's like, why am I fighting something that I am made of? Like, even the thought of like, I have freaking vacuum dust on my feet, wherever you was made from dust and what. Y'all, that's a little therapy for me. Like, even being able to run it back with y'all, like, it's kind of just reinforcing. Now, am I going to take a shower and wash my feet? Yes. Because yes. But it just kind of minimizes and eases the thoughts of, it's just dirt. It's just dirt. So, that's the type of stuff me and my therapist talk about, bro. I encourage you to get a way-believing therapist, a Christian therapist, because there is a very different perspective and view that one can have on the world, and that one does have in the world when you understand the gospel, when you understand your own sin, your own flaws, your own faults, and how we will never be made perfect on this side of glory. So there is no amount of therapy that's going to perfect me, that is going to make me this perfect human who has no problems and can fix every problem in my own life. That's not what therapy is for. So what I kind of begin with, like, it's a self-awareness of your own stuff. A self-awareness of your own stuff. And so you can, again, create coping mechanisms for those, like be able to take action in some of those, rearrange and renew. Come on, what's the, y'all know it, come on, Bible scholars. All right. And it says, Romans 12:2, and do not be conformed to this age, but be transformed by the renewal, come on, of your mind, so that you may approve what is the good and well-pleasing and perfect will of God. It helps you to renew your mind and reinforce truth. Just period. So yes, guys, that is me in therapy. And again, everybody should go. And yeah, especially, how do I say this? I'ma just close out by saying this. There is a stigma in the Black community that we don't need to be in therapy, and that therapy is only for crazy people. That is a lie. Yeshua and therapy, both of them. I thank y'all for watching my YouTube channel. This is Veda Day 15. We're halfway. Thank you for watching.